Detroit's pulse, yeah. Val's the frontliner. Spotlight on.
Thank you so much for joining us on the V List. We are Detroit's premier video entertainment show. We do it all. It is an absolute treat to talk to you because this is some serious stuff, Michael. Um, the whole story of Sitting Bull, and it takes place 19th century type. But it's a tragic story. First of all, can we get a little background on your lineage and your connection to this story personally?
Yeah, sure. Um, I am Tituan Sitongu Lakota from the Lower Brule Sioux tribe in central South Dakota. I am part of the Ocheti Shakoi, which is the seven council fires, and the Hunkpapa Lakota, which Sitting Bull comes from, is one of the bands of our council fires.
Michael, have you always known the language?
I grew up in our ceremonies, and definitely wasn't my first language. English was my first language, but I'm still learning.
Yeah. Well, the story in itself, African Americans, we have our own historical hardship when it comes to our people and the triumphs we've come over. This is a hard story to tell. What about this polarizes it and makes it so that you need to put this out in the public? And why do we need to hear about Sitting Bull, the triumph, and everything that happened to the Lakota tribe?
Well, I think the viewers, the audience, public, the world needs to know and understand, America's history it's with the natives here. It's the country was built on our land, and I think each new generation deserves to know this history, and it's a living history still. It's a responsibility that not only I but other native filmmakers, I believe, need to tell so that we can better understand the worldview of our leaders, of why we are still fighting for equality, for land, for our space.
You know what? That hit me when you said, why are we still fighting? You would think that in a country that we live in now, that the ability to just overcome would be a natural thing. We have so many obstacles in our way. There are Native Americans watching this right now. There are people who can identify with you right now. What do you want to say about the triumphs? And people who are just watching this right now and need to know a little bit more about what you've gone through and what your people have gone through.
Well, I guess I'd just like to say never give up. We these obstacles that we still continue to fight are meant to genocide us
Mm.
in the name of greed,
Mhm.
under the guise of colonialization. And I think these stories are going to help us ultimately just be a better people, be a better person to each other. Knowing that ultimately Sitting Bull was a martyr for our
Mhm.
people, and that his legacy is still alive and living. That he was the last Lakota leader to surrender to the United States military.
Wow. You work with Leonardo DiCaprio. Polar person, polar personality, very serious man. How was that working with him?
He's been a supporter on and off screen through social media. Getting to the support of him was very integral in the telling of this story. We need people like him.
Mm.
You say that name and everybody knows him. Not just locally but worldwide.
Absolutely, which makes this project so important. Personally, getting into the deepness of your heritage, what your people went through, physically, mentally, where did it take you?
It took me to you know uh, the spaces that I only read about. It took me
Mm.
to I guess emotionally, it was very heavy, very hard
Yeah.
to imagine living through such apocalyptic times. Sitting Bull wasn't only just the leader or Itancha, our chief. He was an incredible strategist. He was a very beloved friend. He was a friend not only to the two-legged, but to the four-legged, the winged,
Amen.
the root people, the world around him. We have a saying and a powerful prayer in Lakota, which is Mitakuye Oyasi, which means we are all relatives, we're all related. And he really embodied that. He really lived it.
I love that. And I love your bravery. I think it takes I looked at the clip and I've seen the backdrop and it moves me, Michael. I'm sure you want everybody to feel like I felt, in the sense that not only do I have to do something, I must do something. Your personal take on what it's done to you, like after the cameras go out, the lights are out, do you take a part of that, the movie that you've been in and the dialogue that you shared, does that stay with you?
Yes, it does. I am Lakota. I'm a Sichongu Titoan Lakota, and these this film or this project was definitely a labor of love, definitely something that I'm going to carry with me forever. Um, I do participate in our ceremonies, and that's what he fought for. So I'm
Yeah.
like a living product of this film. This
I
history,
mean,
this living history.
I love you. Detroit loves you. We're going to love it when this premieres. This is Sitting Bull. It airs Tuesday, May 28th and Wednesday, May 28th. Wait, May 27th and May 28th, 9 p.m. on the History Channel. Thank you. And don't come to Detroit and act like you don't know me, Michael.
You bet. I got some friends over there as well. Shout out to
Oh,
the Lions.
absolutely. Listen, I'll take you up on that. We love you. Thank you so much, Michael. I'll talk to you soon. All the best. I will be there with popcorn in hand, honey.
Choke shot. We'll see you all on the screen.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Detroit's pulse, yeah. Val's the frontliner. Spotlight on the stage, she's the great unifier. The V-list logo sharper than a porcupine quill, showcasing legends with that Motor City thrill.